And I mean, I always was. I just, in my heart, it was very difficult to accept that people could be vile on that level, and so I didn't have a perception of it until we moved that guy into our house. It was like a snap wake up to, whoa, this is real. And then for a couple of months, Caitlin and I felt like there was no possible way out. But then we found our way out, and now it's like the world has opened up because that pit had been trying to consume me for so long, and it found its way to me, and then I found my way out. And now being out, I say, okay, now I'm ready for the climb. Because I thought I was climbing this whole time. It was other people were putting me on a treadmill, and I let them put me on a treadmill. And I don't anymore. I run so fast, so hard, I'm fighting it, and at the same time, turning back and just making sure they stay behind me. And so the conversation I want to have on that perspective. Welcome on, everyone, as you're coming on. Not even a conversation, just a little speech, I guess, is I'm catching wind about people dumb enough to actually believe they could take out a class action lawsuit on me for emotional damages. And I am laughing to myself so hard thinking, number one, you're coming into my broadcast. You can't sue me for emotional damages when you're poking me. It's one thing if you walk into a business and you're mean to the waiter, and the waiter is mean back. But when you're on social media, that person is not a business. It's a human being. So how do I put this? If the day ever came that these slow people actually tried that, that would have to be the most hilarious court case in U.S. history. It would literally be a troll on the justice system, which I think we all know it would never really come to be. But not only would nothing change, but they would be going home with change in their pockets for wasting all their money and a whole lot of people's time, as usual. And it's funny because people are so used to watching the influencer pay for everyone's mistakes, play Jesus, die for everybody else's mistakes. And I'm not that guy. And I'm very interested to see what turn that takes. But at the same time, as Kate and I are getting more acclimated to regular life, it's really turning into just that, trolling. And I've made a vow, I'm not blocking anybody. There may be a time in the future, because you know how people like to push the envelope. There might come a day when someone is being too inappropriate, stalking me like in real life, or who knows, that I'll have to block one or two people or what have you. But in the meantime, I'm not blocking anyone. But there are two people I had to mute so far. One, because the girl is clearly extremely emotionally damaged and coming at me incessantly. And I don't always realize when people see me as larger than life, especially not being big or famous or anything. It's like a cult following. It doesn't always register for me that people get hyper obsessed with my life like this. So when they do, sometimes I'll be talking or like I'll tweet at them, and I'm thinking, okay, they're thinking of me as a regular person, so I'm tweeting back at them. But then their responses clearly say, I'm seeing you as something different. And when I say larger than life, I don't necessarily mean that in a good way. It's not always in a good way. Sometimes it's based on something bad or a perception they have that's poor of me. So I made a lot of progress, whereas before I was very snappy, and I would just block, or I would this, I would that. And now I'm evaluating the situation. I'm playing with the trolls. I'm starting to see who stands where, who really has a problem, who's seeking out a problem, who is a problem. I like to say that nobody's a problem, but some people, they might not be a threat to me, but me engaging with them makes them a threat to the public. Not that my behavior, I can't control someone else's behavior, but I don't want to exacerbate a problem. So I try to evaluate when someone's just trolling me, and when someone legitimately has a mental issue. and then make an effort not to engage with that. But at the same time, there has to be some sort of restrictions for people, um, because when you look on Twitter, some of these people have the most severe mental illnesses, and it's clear that they are completely off their rocker, and there's no filter. Like you guys saw how I was. How about how I was in the past when I was completely controlled by that dude? Nothing. Nothing. There has to be some accountability or some system of protection to keep people like that off the internet. But it doesn't. It's not there yet. I think things are still getting built out. Um, but it also has to make you wonder. These people that talk like that. Now, when I dish it, I'm returning it, right? So I don't dish it unless I can take it, and I can take it pretty darn well. But there's a lot of people out there who will dish it, and then they can't take it. And when they get it back, they go broken wing. Oh God, hey no, my dead mother, my this, my that. I'm just sitting here laughing to myself, like, you squared up with me. You stepped into the ring, and now you're complaining. Now you're playing victim. You ain't a victim. You attacked me. I'm responding, and every time you tag me, that's called a response. If you don't want me in the conversation, you don't want me to hurt your feelings, don't come at me and then keep tagging me. It is very clear to everyone. You're looking for attention. So I'm just giving it to you. Careful what you wish for. So, I leave it at that when it comes to Twitter. And why do I say it this way? Because I am very, very proud of myself for finally standing up for myself and just doing what I gotta do, taking care of business, and having fun with the trolls. They lost. There's no such thing as them getting an upper hand. And the moment I ever thought that was possible, that was the moment I started to lose my mind. Was believing the way that they do. That life could be any worse. Or that I should let life get any worse. I'm good. And there are some people out there, guys, that they're going to come at you in life. And you got to be able to stand up for yourself somehow. I don't necessarily recommend doing it the way that I do. It could draw unwanted attention. But to me, there's no such thing as unwanted attention, as long as I can handle it. Because I do believe in the graces of God. And I definitely believe in karma. On some level. Karma being an operative word. And so, when I know someone's being passive-aggressive with me, I'm not playing the game. People want me to play their game with me, box me in, put me in their sociopathic, corner. I just don't go for it. Twitter's fun. So, Twitter's fun. Very fun. For Bearman, you gotta see, is overnight though, going from the tent to this, it's a lot of, everybody has different personalities. My personality has a wide range of emotion. Alright? I got a big head, right? That's what people say. Got a big brain. So that brain goes a lot of different places. And I like to share them all on social media. I don't have one persona for you. I don't have a fake thing to show you. What I like about social media, and Caitlin and I were having a conversation about this today. There we go. Is I want to make sure that social media is my main income. That I can be myself at all times. In my main job. That I can be myself at all times. And in whatever part of me, whatever I'm feeling at that point, to let it all out and to be able to be myself. And then that any extra income or other parts of life or my lifestyle or this or that maybe I come off with that persona, with whatever persona fits that particular area of life. And there will always be naysayers, and there will always be people talking behind my back or to my face. But I am finally the man that people will not say it to my face. And that's a smart move for the preservation of their BS persona. Good. I'm gonna be me. I would recommend you be you. The real you. And don't be coming at me like I'm something that I'm not. Because you don't know me. And I'm going to say that with love. There is not one singular person in this broadcast that knows me. Caitlin is the only human being who has ever even come close to knowing me. And you don't have to take disrespect to that. I know I'm relatable to a lot of different people in a lot of different ways, in whatever way it is for them, whether they love me or hate me. And I ask about you guys, and you won't talk about yourself. You don't want to tell me anything about you. What does that lead me to talk about? Me. I'm not interested